In the winding valley lies a secluded forest which has been used by the Aboriginal people for hunting and farming for generations. Let's lift the mysterious veil of Haiduan.
Haiduan Township is located in the northwest of Taidong County. Nestled between the imposing Central Mountains and the East Rift Valley, it is the largest township in Taidong. With an area made up of high mountain ranges and scenery that changes with the seasons, this is definitely a place worth exploring. Mihumisang means welcome in the Punong language. Follow me as we explore and learn a lot more about the Punong culture. Haiduan is the eastern starting point of the Southern Cross Island Highway and is its most beautiful stretch. An enormous bow and arrow pointing to the sky first comes into view as you drive from west to east. The Punong Cultural Museum is located here.
The square outside the museum is where the seasonal rituals, ceremonies, and cultural activities take place. Traditional handicrafts and introductions to Punong history and rituals are displayed inside the museum. This is an important stronghold for the preservation of Punong culture. Have you noticed the beautiful symbols that you can see here in Haiduan? They are the Punong work calendar and record the times of the year for sowing, harvesting, and hunting. The Punong tribe holds the Malaho Daijian ritual in April or May every year in order to pray for an abundant hunt. It is the most important ceremony in the Punong calendar. The activity shows respect to those heroes good at hunting and teaches children how to hunt.
Haiduan Station is small and unmanned. It is a place of pilgrimage for all fans of the railway. Natural beauty can appear before you at any time along the winding mountain roads. Climbing the steps at the back of the Ulu Fort Park brings you to the highest point, the Ulu Fort. The expansive view here affords you a bird's-eye view of the whole tribe, as well as the Ulu Gorge in the distance. Ulu Gorge is located between Lidao and Ulu. With its steep precipices, the view is impressive and magnificent. The Tianlong Suspension Bridge, straddling the Ulu Gorge, was built during the Japanese occupation. You can truly appreciate the scenery of the steep cliffs as you walk across the bridge. The other end of the suspension bridge leads directly to the Tianlong Historic Trail, where you can appreciate the ever-changing natural forest. The hot springs contain sodium bicarbonate, which leaves your skin feeling smooth and silky. It is also called the Beauty Spa. Wow! I'd like to become a beauty of the spa. The Lyoko Springs were discovered when the Southern Cross Island Highway was being built. The construction workers found the springs gushing out of the rock face, so they dug a tunnel to bathe in the waters and ease away their tensions. While bathing your feet in the spring, you can listen to the murmuring waters and enjoy the view of the gorge. Lidao tribe is located on a rare terrace in the mountains. The red-roofed houses and the green countryside reflect each other, creating a delightful view, one of the best views along the Southern Cross Island Highway. The Muatien Plantation is located on high ground with a gentle slope. Looking out across the plantation, you can sometimes see high clouds drifting in front of your eyes. The dreamlike tea plantation makes you feel as though you are in a place of joy and intoxication, far removed from the world.
Haiduan Township retains a complete natural ecological environment. A longer visit is recommended to really appreciate the unique beauty. Jiaming Lake in Haiduan Township is a famous spot for mountain climbing. A trip of 3 days is recommended. The Jiaming Lake National Trail is 13 kilometers in length. Climbing up the Xiangyang National Forest Recreation Area, you will first encounter the Xiangyang Cabin, where you will normally spend the first night. Here, you can adjust to the altitude to reduce the chances of altitude sickness. The beautiful scenery is endless as you climb the ridgeline. The overlapping peaks are accompanied by the roaring waves of the Sea of Clouds. The single-seed juniper is one of the most amazing ecological sights along the trail. Of the strangely shaped trees and hardy pines, the single-seed juniper is the most high-profile and enjoys the good reputation of being the famous tree of Xiangyang. It is one of the places where visitors must come and take a picture. The second night is normally spent at the Jiaming Lake Shelter. Jiaming Lake is one of the most famous high mountain lakes in Taiwan. The sunlight and clouds reflected on the clear surface of the lake look like a dazzling sapphire, and so this is known as Tears of the Angel. The Lulu Hot Springs at the confluence of Daluan Creek and Lulu Creek are the most secluded natural hot springs along the Southern Cross Island Highway. Due to their difficult access and being rarely visited, the springs retain their primitive beauty. An itinerary of 2 days is recommended for a visit to the Lulu Hot Springs. In addition to hiring a guide familiar with the trail, good stamina and physical condition are also required. Walking along small trails almost perpendicular to the rock face, you can easily forget yourself in reverie and become totally intoxicated by the beautiful scenery of the gorge. The Lisong Hot Springs, located in a gorge close to Muatien, along the Southern Cross Island Highway, are known as the most beautiful natural hot springs in Taiwan. A day trip is recommended. In addition to climbing down the steep precipice into the valley, you also have to cross the rapidly flowing waters of the creek to reach the springs. With safety in mind, it is recommended to make a visit during the dry season. Haiduan enjoys expansive terrain and abundant ecology. The scenery differs greatly according to the changes in the seasons. Birds are the natural ecological resource you are most likely to encounter in Haiduan. Whether you are in the forest, on the trails, or in the valleys, you will find yourself in an excellent place for bird watching. When you go for a stroll in Haiduan, you will always be in a happy mood. Spring is the best season for bird watching. The mountain cherry blossoms bloom zealously on either side of the road, adorning Haiduan with a riot of color. Peach and plum blossoms also indicate the arrival of spring, vying to be the first to smile. Summer is when the insects are at their most active.
As there is no light pollution, Haiduan is the best place to observe the stars in the summer. In fall, the call of deep autumn can be heard among the maples. As the leaves turn from green to red, they tirelessly tell a romantic story. In the winter, clouds and mists shuttle before the eyes, and the pleasing call of the white-eared sivia echoes in the valley. The plum blossoms of Xinwu tribe look like falling flakes of snow. The vast plum blossom forest seems to be covered in a blanket of pure white snow.
Haiduan Township has overcome an environmental problem and now cultivates soft red peaches with a rich aroma at a low elevation, in many ways superior to the peaches of high elevations. You could say it is a delicacy that has walked down from the clouds. Redevelopment work carried out in Kanding Village by the Community Development Association shows the unique beauty of this community.
Strolling along the small trails uphill from Jiana village, you can enjoy the view of the terraces and see as far as the East Rift Valley. Camellia trees come into view in the blink of an eye. Guangyuan village appears to be encircled by mountains. Walking along the ridges between the fields and looking down at the reflection of the sky and clouds between the sprouts and the paddy fields is quite a spectacular sight. Haiduan Township is the source of the Shouguluan and the Beinan creeks. The water is pure and the soil is rich in organic minerals. The irrigated land produces translucent and sparkling rice with a pleasing aroma and texture. There are many registered bed and breakfasts and hotels in Haiduan Township, as well as a guide service, which allows visitors to get close to the relaxed and easy life here in Haiduan. This is the first township-run gas station in Taiwan. The constant scheme of gas being $1 cheaper is how the Haiduan Township office expresses its kindness to locals and visitors alike.
The permanent Haiduan Market, held in front of the Punong Cultural Museum, displays the abundant agriculture produce of Haiduan. This is the best occasion for buying the unique products of Haiduan. Haiduan, at the eastern end of the Southern Cross Island Highway, enjoys an exceptionally gifted gorge, culture, and ecology. It appears even more beautiful, accompanied by the sound of the Punong 8-part harmony. The Ulu Gorge Ultra Marathon, held annually in March. It attracts a large number of sporting enthusiasts. Haiduan Township cordially invites you to come and enjoy the splendor of nature.